Hello, Madam Ade. How you doing?
Doing great, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
We're just shooting a bit of our event this evening. Hello, Madam Ade. How you doing? No worries. It's YouTube that is making some interesting feedback. So here we go. Section 1. Who is this offer for? Do you have a passion for students? Are you an educator or a teacher? Do you have a degree? Do you have a passport? And do you expect things to happen in realistic time? That is, understand that process takes time. Okay, we'll go deep into it. Just in terms of information, as we said, this is an information meeting. We'll give you information. You have your action plan, and then you basically go, or call to action, and then you go to the actions. So here we go. We've got school living age in England is 16, Scotland 16, Northern Ireland 16, Wales 16 as well. However, in England, you can only work part-time until you are 18, until you're that ripe. There are different types of schools in England. We have schools from grammar schools, faith schools, community academies, free schools, special needs schools, alternative, and University Tech College. Now, just this evening, about 1 hour ago, somebody was calling me to research a University Tech College and find out if it was good for her son. So I kind of gave her, based on the progress aids, you can identify whether a school is a very good school for your child or not. I've done a video there on YouTube. You can please help yourself to it. It tells parents what to expect from each school. So don't be frustrated if your child is in a school and they're not performing well. It could be that it's your duty that you didn't do your due diligence to find out about the school. So for what we found out, I think that particular school was negative 65, 0.65 progress aids. The average progress in the country was 0.1 to 0.25. So that's in the years after COVID. So if that school is still negative 0.65, it's below the national average. That gives you an indication of where that school lies and what you can expect. Although every school in the country has been adversely affected by COVID, but it's still worth it to know that there are some schools that made it up to, just a very few number of schools made up to 1.01% progress aids, even though COVID still affected them. They have strong systems in place, so it made sure that they got great results. So faith schools are also fantastic schools next to grammar schools where they take 10% of the entrance level. Community schools are much easier to, you just have to be in the community. There's no special needs to get in there. Academies are business run schools, and you have free schools. Now with free schools, it's to support people who can afford things. So if you can pay for your lunch or your breakfast, there'll be a whole lot of robust support, like government funded. Special needs schools are people who have different types of needs, whether it's hearing, sight, mobility issues. That'll be their school. Alternative provision is for people with strong behavior problem that all the school provisions could not cater to, so they send them out there. A University Technical College is where you have people with, you have people with vocational skills going to school. Okay. Just someone calling me whilst I'm on Zoom. So hopefully she joins shortly. Here we go. Having a well-defined plan on how to achieve your goal is just as important as knowing what opportunity to take. So we don't have a plan, it's not the best thing. You must have a plan, and that will help you to get your goal sooner than later. I've got some really interesting things to share with my team in terms of my plan. Your plan can change. You don't have to be rigid with your plan. It doesn't have to stay put. Your goals can also change, but it's important to have a direction and having a route map towards your goal. You can change those things anytime. Section number 2, the national curriculum. So this is a set of standards that's meant to help public school, independent school, free schools, and academies are not required to administer this, but all the other state schools are expected to go by the national curriculum. So it's a standard that everybody's meant to adhere to. So you can measure kids coming out to schools. English, maths, and science. ICT, geography, history, and physical education. These are all mandatory. Then you get the options of modern foreign languages, design and technology, arts, and design and music. Now, religious education, these are supplementary subjects that they put on top if your school time is longer, or they're able to fit this within the timetable. So here we go. After 2 prior years of study, students generally take the GCSE exams, and they take it either in single, double, or triple award in all of this. So now those awards, what do they translate to? Depending on the award you take, would make it easy to the type of university or colleges you want to attend for your A levels. So it would give you more stronger foundation to understand what's going on in university. The N5 is the national standard of education system in Scotland. Now, England, Northern Ireland, and Wales, they're using the same systems as the GCSE, but in Scotland, they do not follow the GCSE. They use something comparably similar to the GCSE called the N5. A level, you're advised to take 3. If you're special, you're able to handle 4, you can take 4, but the ideal situation is for you to take 3. It's between the people with the age 17 to 18 go through A levels. So this is that final year in secondary school and also the very first foundation year in universities. Hence, the universities here are 3 years instead of 4. So international baccalaureate, an alternative to traditional British curriculum. So this is what you do in international schools in different countries that go by the English curriculum. And it's similar, there's just slightly more in-depth for the subjects. Apprenticeship are programs to train young people, train them on the job. So you're practically training people rather than telling them about theories. So apprenticeship is when people want to work with companies that give them first-hand skills development. Business and technology education. Now, BTEC is an award is offered in the vocational world. So if you are hands-on inclined, BTEC is something you will be considering to do. And national vocational qualification, again, is another type of award is given by either is the OCR or Cambridge or AQA. They will give you some award for doing vocational studies such as cooking, sewing and stuff. So these are more hands-on kinds of fields. Now, I have a game for today, but we don't have a lot of people to play, but we will make the best of it as we can. So here we go. The game is very simple. You pick up a piece of paper and you draw something. I don't know if Mr. Daniel can do it. Madam Ade, can you do it?
Oh, I might not be able to do that based on my location at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You guys, don't worry, I'll do it. Since we're on YouTube, just give the YouTube folks a chance to watch it. I'm going to do 10 seconds and yourself and Mr. Daniel could try to see whether you can pinpoint what I was drawing. Okay. 10 seconds about to start. I've got 10 seconds to draw something and then show it to you. See whether you can get it. There we go. Okay. That's it. This is all far I got. Can you see that? I don't think you can. Let me see. Can you see that?
Not very clearly. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so what was I drawing?
A car.
The car did very well. I'm very quick. Mr. Daniel, do you agree? I was driving a car. So Daniel might be, I think he's driving. I don't think you can see. Mr. Daniel, can you see, sir? I'm not sure he could see at the moment. Well done. Tola, you did very well. It's very observant. But that took me a while. I was going to draw a card that looked like pineapple, but
I'm not looking into my phone.
Oh, sorry. It's okay, sir. It's all right. It's okay. Life and where
I
we're...
hardly hear you.
No, sorry. It's some of the games that we're playing. We're just trying to make our lessons more interactive. There's so many other ones coming up. There's some fantastic one that I think Madam Ade would extremely love. But let's see when we get there. Section number 3. Does your teaching qualification university degree qualify you to teach in one of the following subjects? Let's go to it. So math, science, biology, chemistry, which is physics, all those are science, French, German. So math, science in short and summary, and the languages. If you take Mandarin, Japanese, Latin, Russian, Spanish, or Italian, German, and French, you can apply for your QTS. So applicants that this is open to is now people from Australia, Canada, EEA, European Association, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Switzerland, the USA. Oh, Madam Tola won't be able to see the game. Wow. It's internet and people's difficulty with the environment. Well, this course itself, I mean, there's so much stuff that we're inputting into our training that is just very, very powerful in terms of making lessons more interactive, making things more engaging, making things more stimulating. But back to what we're saying, if you only teach languages, mathematics, and science, and you are in this country, Ghana, Nigeria, India, Jamaica, Singapore, South Africa, Zimbabwe, you can also check. It's not yet open to every country in the world. It's just open to those countries I've listed. But certain subjects, which is math, science, and languages, you can check in those countries. If you're doing every other subject, you have to go through the normal routes, which is not, you can't boycott anything. Outside that, you are expected to take a numeracy and literacy exam for teachers. If you teach certain subjects, you may apply for QTS only after a few years. If your subject was not mentioned, you will not be given a preference, like I said. So section 4, the visa routes. The EU citizenship, if you are related or you are the EU citizen, you could get to teach in the UK through that. You can come also if you're between the age 18 to 30. You can come for the UK Tier 5 visa. The only requirement is you have 1,890 in your savings. Point-based immigration system. You can acquire visa through a point-based, this is Tier 2. Now this, you have to prove that you have your degree, experience, and basically you meet all the requirements. So you put certificates out there, experience, the age requirements, and all the other expectation. Ancestry, if any of your parents were from the UK or living in the UK, you can use that route also to come and teach in the UK. Now, planning, it's important not just to make a plan before you begin, but also to change directions when you go wrong. The sooner you change directions, the faster you get to your goal. Section number 5. If you're on YouTube right now, you think that we're moving very fast. We're not moving very fast. In fact, we're tolerating things. We're trying to keep your mind really, really relaxed. We don't want you to be bored. The key things about our products and services, they're never boring. Excellent. So we've got products that we give, such as CVs and workshops and trainings and certificates. And we have services such as upskilling you. And we have both that we offer. Now, what are employers looking for? The understanding, the background behind this is we know that employers are looking for improved candidates, measured, reflective, constantly growing workers. What do we do? What do we provide? Workshops, training courses, CV services, interview skills, references, soft skills, personal statement templates, and more. So there's a huge variety of things that we do. There we go. We do give training and portfolio, or portfolio by itself. So we'll say to you, go ahead and dream big and have complete faith that Infinite Intelligence will do everything possible to manifest your most wildest dreams. Now, there are fantastic links that I will set and put out there for people on YouTube to have a go and check out if you understood what we've done today. It's just to engage you. It's kind of like a quick feedback. Now, this is the process. This just identifies where you are right now, almost like a route map, and where you want to get to. Today's meeting is called the information meeting. The next is the decision-making link that you could request from info@aceprofessional.org. You can just write us an email and we will send you a decision-making link. Also, we have a payment confirmation and a package expectation. So once we confirm that you understand what you're about to get, we'll send you some kind of paperwork for that and we'll deliver the package. Straightforward. That's it. So for some evidence you need to prove, if you're applying for your QTS, you prove identity, prove qualifications, prove of English language ability, prove that you're recognized as a teacher, prove work history, and certified translation. You have 6 months from the time that you start your application to apply. And you could do this with us. You could check, you could train, or you can get your portfolio ready. All of this are choices that you have with us. Because of the lack of large numbers, we're not able to play all the other games. There's so many interesting games that we do. But if you've joined us on YouTube, we hope this time for you has been of value. We talked about Progress 8, we talked about the national curriculum. We talked about the routes, the visa routes to get into the UK. And we also talked about what you need to do with us. So either you're checking your portfolio, you're training to upskill, or you want to check that you will get the QTS. So there's several routes. And this is how you get to teach in the UK. So thank you for joining me tonight. I want to make sure that you get the full package from us. So we end off saying, knowledge only attracts abundance when it is organized, intelligently directed to practical plans of action. So we hope that the information we gave you this evening was organized. We hope that it was directed intelligently and you have clear plans of action to take. So all of this is a suggestion. The choice is still in your hands, but we'll give you more information to make that an informed decision on your part. Thank you very much for spending time with me. We've come to the end of this presentation. For our people on Face